Oh, it's that time again. Rolling off the train for the first time this season, and we are center stage on the mic, and we're putting it on wax because we're drafting in the new style. We took a wide receiver in rounds 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. So when I'm on the clock, I need a guy who can run. Now, I'm down with CD and A. B&U ain't. I went with Kamara because I needed a sink, but I got a running back who is tough, a running back that's slick. You're going to be surprised when I make this pick. B-U-C-K-E-I-E. I like Bucky. Oh, yeah, for me, show me Bucky Irving.
All right, I am cautiously on board. But we just did a whole auction draft where we were, would he break something? I don't know. It's all new here.
A lot of cutbacks here.
We did an auction draft where we were both kind of like, about Rachaad White. So it's hard to get super excited about the guy behind Rachaad White. I do think there's opportunity, though, if White is, again, inefficient running the football like he was last season. I think that means some things for Bucky Irving. But it's, he's definitely an end-of-draft dart throw for anything, if anything, for me.
I think no. I'm going a little bit higher than that. You're not. I'm gonna draft Bucky Irving, and I said this before in my preseason piece on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I said Bucky Irving is a guy to target because of the inefficiency of Rachaad White, and everybody laughed at me. They laughed, Kendall. But you know what? You know who's laughing now? Me. Because now I sit here and I listen to SiriusXM and I hear people talking up Bucky Irving. I'm like, oh, you're going to jump on the hype train now. Listen, I was there day one when they were opening for Madonna back in the 80s. I'm talking about the Beastie Boys. And I'm going to sit here with Bucky Irving, and I'm going to be a menace when it comes to fruition that he ends up being the number one running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I don't practice Santeria, but I got a crystal ball. If I had 100 auction bucks, I'd spend it all, and I'd say go out and get that Bears quarterback and that receiver that he's got. I'd go there in the 7th round, and I would pay a lot. So show me Sublime with Rome Odunze.
Oh, I am all on board with Rome Odunze, 100%. Early on in best ball draft season, there was a lot of talk about Shane Waldron and the fact that he didn't run a lot of 3 wide receiver sets in Seattle. It's like, well, who's going to be the odd man out? Is it going to be Rome Odunze? Is it Keenan Allen? One, I think they're going to find a way to get all 3 of those guys on the field with DJ Moore as well. But I do see, all this talk that Keenan Allen is very much mentoring Rome Odunze as the older player, the elder statesman, and just the rapport that he and Caleb Williams had in the preseason makes me super excited about him to the point that I'm drafting him over Keenan Allen right now.
I would say this. I know a lot of people look at the Chicago Bears and they think, oh, this is going to be the same in the end. But listen, I took a trip to Garden Grove, and it did smell like Lou Dog inside the van. But I'm going to tell you, by the end of this season, you will regret it. If you do not take Rome Odunze, it is not going to shock me if he ends up as the number 1 wide receiver for the Bears. That's why it was important to go out there and make sure DJ Moore was paid, so it's not going to become an issue when this guy, who has the chemistry already with Caleb Williams, is going to go out there and make his magic, and it'll be like April 26th. Listen, I'm going to fight them off. A seven-nation army couldn't hold me back. They say the 5th round is a ripoff, but this guy needs to be my running back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I need to leave my draft with Zamir White. I'm sorry, I'm not as familiar with the White Stripes, but Zamir White, I get a lot of heat for this, Marcus. I'm on board with Zamir White, and I wish you would join me.
I'm on board because of volume.
Try not to cover his name again.
I'm on board mostly because of volume. The Raider offense is going to be meh. And we saw last year the Raider offense was meh, and Josh Jacobs didn't have a great year. But I'm not worried about Alexander Mattison coming and taking a whole lot of opportunities. I can get on board with Zamir White just because it's his show in that Raider backfield. I just think the touchdown upside's not really going to be there because I don't know how many points the Raiders are going to score on a weekly basis.
And one of the things I've been really trying to focus on when leaving my drafts is making sure I have 3 number 1 running backs, and Zamir White is a number 1 running back in this offense. Obviously, there was some concern in the preseason. He was playing in the 3rd quarter. I talked to some of the people who were there at Raiders practice every day, every week, and I said, what's going on there? And they said, listen, they were trying to evaluate the quarterbacks, so it was important to still have good players on the field. That's why Zamir White was out there. He was the bell cow running back in this offense last season, and it's going to continue this year. Grab Zamir White.
I mean, Josh Jacobs left, and everybody's like, it's Zamir White's season. And Alexander Mattison showed up, and everybody's like, it's Zamir White's season. So that sort of tells you how we feel about that. You see how we feel about some other things coming up.